Joe Kurtenbach with Guns and Ammo bringing you a first look at the all-new Springfield Armory Echelon. This is a duty-style 9mm striker-fired semi-automatic pistol, and as the size implies, it really is designed to go after that professional market, as well as being a great gun for armed citizens and recreational users. So let's just start it off right here. The big news on the Echelon is the fact that it is a chassis-style pistol. That means that the COG, or Central Operating Group, as Springfield is calling it, contains the trigger, the sear, and it is the serialized firearm in the Echelon package. Like other modular chassis style guns, P320 comes to mind from Sig Sauer, you can expect both Springfield and the aftermarket to have a field day developing new grip panels, new components that you can kind of build your pistol to your preferences around that central operating group. Moving on, we're going to have a couple different sight packages for the Echelon from Springfield. The first is going to be that U-notch rear with the tritium-powered, very bright front sight. We've come to see this sighting system in the Hellcat and other Springfield designs. It's going to be available on the Echelon, but they're also going to do a 3-dot tritium-powered sighting system, which is, again, kind of a nod to professional users. There are some agencies that require that specific sight setup, and there are plenty of people that just prefer that night sight 3-dot arrangement, so Springfield is going to deliver on that as well. But the real news, obviously this is an optics ready gun, but it's a new system, a very brand new and innovative system from Springfield Armory called the VIS, or Variable Interface System. And what that is, underneath, we've got an RMR mounted right now, but underneath that RMR there is actually a series of holes and then movable posts, almost like lugs that you would see, but they are movable within those holes. So you have several mounting locations, and using those feet or posts, you can actually adapt the sighting surface to get a direct mount. Everything's going to mount directly to the slide, but with over 30 different optics that are currently out there. So obviously major footprints like the Leupold Delta Point Pro, as well as the Trijicon RMR and others are going to be accommodated here, over 30 as of the launch. But again, very unique system so that everything mounts nice and low and directly to the slide. And again, that surface is adjustable using those removable feet to offer you a direct mount for a wide variety of sights. Moving on from the sights, this gun has got a 4.5-inch barrel, but there is also going to be a threaded barrel option available at launch. For a slight upcharge, but that, again, whether professional or recreational users, you're going to be able to mount a suppressor if you prefer, or other muzzle device. You've also got on the slide some very deep serrations and a lot of ledges here, both at the rear and kind of in that front forward area. Great for manipulation. Obviously, we have found out that we want more places to hold the gun, and we want deeper serrations, more tactile grips with which to manipulate the guns, and so you've got that in spades with the Echelon. Down to the current grip module, and I say current because again it's a chassis gun. This could all change or other options will become available, but at launch the current grip module has a Picatinny rail. You can see the texturing both on the front of the trigger guard, on the bottom of the trigger guard, all around the grip itself. This is that adaptive grip texturing that we saw on the Hellcat that is very effective. Basically, the more you grip it, the tackier it gets. There are several layers kind of to the texture pattern, so very cool there. And very smart design, you know, from the thumb ledges to some of the controls as well, of just using that adaptive grip texture throughout, so that everywhere you might need to touch, it's going to give you a firm grip, plenty of purchase. Good design there. Moving down, we've got a flat face trigger. It does have that safety lever in there. And the trigger brake on the guns that we have tested has been very good, right around 5 pounds and very consistent. A colleague of mine, Eric Poole, has over 1,000 rounds through his Echelon, and he reported 0 ounces of change between round 0 and round 1,000. So very consistent trigger, flat face, nice interface, good brake. Check this out. Clean reset, nice brake, very little travel there. It's going to be great for those fast follow-on shots and just consistent shooting, which is a key. Again, a very professional design here. It's also going to have these interchangeable back straps, so even within the various grip modules, those grip modules are going to have interchangeable back straps just to better fit individual users. It's going to feed from a black, yeah, check it out, not the stainless steel of the XD family, but a black 17 round magazine. There's also going to be a 20 round magazine that comes with a gun with a textured and extended base pad. They're covering all their bases, plenty of capacity here. Again, definitely designed for those professional end users, but everyone's going to benefit from stuff like this. Another great thing about the Echelon, like the XDs, is that everything is truly an ambidextrous control. So the magazine release, it is not swappable. It is literally both on the right and the left sides of the gun. So either side you can do that. Same thing with the slide lock and release. It is a tiny lever. It's pretty low profile, but it is, again, on both sides of the gun, which is great. I mean, that's your controls are everywhere you need them to be. The only one that's not bilateral is the actual takedown lever, but you can see that's kind of a nice, cool contour. Again, textured so that you can use it with your support hand to help improve your grip and manage that recoil. Guys, this gun is, well, one, what does this mean in the Springfield catalog, right? Because we've gotten so used to the XDs, the XDMs from Springfield Armory. This gun is also coming out of HS product in Croatia, so it is coming from that same factory. But obviously this is an evolution. This is the future. The XDs, the XDMs, they have been great guns, reliable guns for a long time, but they have been some issues, and let's call them eccentricities with those guns. The grip safety comes to mind especially, but they were an interesting design, way ahead of their time when they came out, but are a little bit long in the tooth now. The Echelon is going to reconcile all that. This is the future of Springfield polymer frame pistols, and it's a bright one because when you've got a chassis style system, really the only limits on what you can do with this gun is their imagination. So very excited to announce the Springfield Armory Echelon 9mm pistol. For a full review, make sure your subscription to Guns and Ammo is up to date, and of course, stay tuned right here at gunsandammo.com.